What's up, guys? Today we're going to do something a little different than the Chun-Li matchup series. We're going to deal with spacing when it comes to Hazanshus, especially over fireballs. Our opponent here is Ryu, but this of course works for any character going over fireballs. That is, you can Hazanshu whenever the hell you want, obviously, but what we're going to focus on here is spacing for your Hazanshus over fireballs. And when you do this, you're pretty much going to only use heavy Hazanshu, because obviously that goes the farthest. And after a while, once you get this down, you can kind of get to know the spacing. You can see the spacing I had right there with the first Hazanshu. Let's back it up for a second here and see that Hazanshu again. After a while, you can kind of figure out the spacing on your own once you get this down. Now watch where Chun-Li is in relation to Ryu. About a step or two, about two steps away from Ryu. 2 to 3 steps away. Now, like I said, it takes a bit of practice to get the spacing down perfectly, but after a while, you'll be able to do it like that. It'll come out naturally, it'll be second nature. And yeah, spacing is key against any character, obviously, right? Sure. But against the fireball character, if you can time it, first and foremost, if you can get the spacing down and then you can time it correctly, you can do a lot of damage. First and foremost, they'll have to think about it before they can throw out fireballs like crazy. That, and they'll have to change up when they throw out fireballs. So if you could stay within the correct area to do this, you'll be fine. Now you see I did a Hazanshu. I was looking for him. I was looking to... Oh, and by the way, if you Hazanshu, make sure you either hit your opponent so they block it, or hit your opponent to do damage. If you whiff it, you're going to be out in the open, like I was right here when Ryu jumped in the air. I was lucky enough to be able to block that sweep though, so I didn't pay for it. But watch, hover around the area where you need to Hazanshu, and that Hazanshu I just tried, I was a bit too zealous there, and he didn't throw out a fireball just yet, so I ate one, but that would have hit him had he thrown out a fireball maybe half a second earlier. I'll hover around the zone where you can Hazanshu. You're going to see, like I said before, when you get it down, when you get the spacing down, you'll be able to do it like that. But a good tactic also is to dash into that zone where you can Hazanshu over fireball safely. You're going to see me do that. You're going to see me not only dash into that zone, but absorb a fireball with a focus attack, then dash in, and then Hazanshu over the second fireball. So, see right there on block. As a result of him blocking it, I'm not going to eat any damage. There we go, you see, I had the right spacing. See, and if you don't and if you saw I was able to sweep him and get him knocked down, that's part of the game. When you can get your Hazanshus down, that opens up so many other options because your opponent doesn't know what's coming. See, I'm hovering around the Hazanshu zone. I focus attack out because if you go to the well too often, obviously your opponent is going to start to grow wise to what you're doing and will focus attack your Hazanshus. In this next match, I'll show you. We're going to go over how to focus attack out of your Hazanshus, because if your opponent focus attacks a Hazanshu and you don't have the meter to cancel it, or you botch up the cancel, you're going to eat a heavy combo, and you know your opponent can character like Ryu, if he is meter, he can combo into Ultra. So you're going to see in this match how to cancel, how to cancel your Hazanshu. You didn't really see it in the previous match. Now you saw. We'll go back. Show you that first Hazanshu. I'm hovering around the zone, the Hazanshu zone. See? Right there, about 3 steps away. That's where you want to be. Don't worry about any mistakes in this round that I make or he makes. Only worry about the Hazanshus and the correct spacing for it. It doesn't matter who wins or loses the match. I think I win this match as well, but that's irrelevant. Now, like I said before, if you can get your spacing down for your Hazanshus, your opponent is not going to want to throw out a fireball as often as he does. So try to time it, try to maintain your spacing correctly, and make your opponent pay when they throw out a fireball. And it works on any fireball character, of course. There you can see I focus attack dashed into the Hazanshu zone, and then focus attack out, or cancel focus attack. Now you can cancel your Hazanshu whether you hit your opponent or if he blocks it. But like I said before, make sure that you don't whiff it, otherwise you're going to be wide open. See, I want to have the spacing, I want to stay in the right zone. There we go, I'm in the right zone, and right there, when you focus attack, dash cancel out of your Hazanshu, I totally screwed that up. If you do heavy punch right after it, you'll hit your opponent. Instead, I decided to walk in a half step like an idiot, and I missed an opportunity to do a lot of damage to my opponent. I'm gonna screw it up again here, as you can see, but in the third round I connect. So you see the wrong way to punch your opponent after you cancel Hazanshu, and then you're going to see the right way. I really should have won that round. I totally screwed that up with the heavy punch after the canceled Hazanshu. So you dash in, and then Hazanshu over the fireball. If you're uncomfortable with dashing in and Hazanshuing over a fireball, hover around the zone where you want to be, which is about 3 steps away, 2 to 3 steps away. Or I should say 2.5 to 3 steps away, that's what I should say. Hover around that zone if you're, and right there, that was just bizarre how that spinning bird kick did not connect, but hover around the zone, hover around the Hazanshu zone, if you're uncomfortable with dashing in. Because you'll be able to see, and there we go, there it is. But now the downside of canceling and hitting him with the heavy punch, as I'm supposed to, is I have no meter. Or not enough meter to cancel. Now, if you don't have enough meter to cancel, you have to be extremely careful with what you're doing in regards to Hazanshus. Because if your opponent focus attacks you, you're done. You're going to eat a huge combo because you can't get out of it. It takes too long for Chun-Li to recover if your opponent focuses. Dash into the zone, and then Hazanshu over. There we go, again. And that's how you do it. Once you get the spacing down, guys, it opens up so many other elements of your game. This is one of the things that can really help you get Chun-Li to the next level. Your spacing with your Hazanshus. Alright, so now we're going to go, in the next video we're going to go into training mode, and I'm going to go into better detail on how to get into the Hazanshu zone and stay into the Hazanshu zone.